Hello everyone and welcome to the War Years video. I just wanted to pop in here really quick so that nobody is caught off guard. If you did not see my community post, this video was very difficult for me to get out. I had so many issues with the game and getting it to function was just impossible. Getting it to function was a major challenge, and it took me a very long time to even play through 3 years of this game. You will see at some points in this video my desktop date and time, and it's going to blow your mind how long I have been working on this video. And I just wanted to give you a heads up that I did change to Maxis Match Hair. This was in an effort to get the game to run a little bit better. And it's ironic that I did that before I started having some major problems. But if you want to see what my solution was to fix the game, go on over to the community tab here on YouTube because I talked about it. So frustrated that I almost just completely gave up, and I did think for a minute that we were going to lose the Ultimate Decades Challenge altogether. So I just have what I have here, and that's the end of the story. I can't stress about it. I know there's certain death rolls that I missed filming or people that I forgot to roll for. It was just so chaotic. It just is what it is, and that is where we're leaving it. So I hope that you enjoy. Let me know what you think. If you could drop a like, a comment, that would help the channel significantly. Also, if you want to skip ahead because you just can't stand not knowing who dies, I will leave a timestamp down below, but I'm not able to put timestamps in for all of the different events that happened in here. It would just be way too many. It would take me forever. But if you're one of those people who just can't stand it, go ahead and jump ahead to see the funeral scene. In the year 1359, and for most of the war years, the focus was on taking care of the home and the farm, which is an incredible endeavor all on its own, but the women were also working very hard at prepping food. This entailed working on the garden and then using those goods to prep breads and platters and things that they can more easily access for the children, and doing all of this while raising said children ended up resulting in both Faith and Joan deciding in 1359 that they are now neutral about wanting to have any more children. It seems like the natural result, given what we have witnessed. It is certainly no easy feat to do everything that they would normally do and fill in for the men who are now at war. That includes earning money and doing all of the farm work. While toiling away on the homestead, the family got word that Marie Stringfellow has married. He is a bit older than her, and his name is Nicolo, but she does seem relatively happy to be entering into this arrangement, and the family is excited to see where the story will take these two. However, there was another wedding that Joan could not miss. She joined the Wainwright family in welcoming a new member to their ranks. Catherine has married a gentleman named Leif Armstrong, and she is smitten by him. As Joan observed the lovebirds, she could not help but think of her husband. In other shocking news, the family learns that Huxley has returned to town. However, there is word on the street that he might have married Katrina Caliente and had multiple children with her. And there may be multiple other children that he has fathered. However, Huxley is making no claim to any of these children. Speaking of children, this one is not fathered by Huxley. However, Stella Timmons has had her birthday, and she will survive. And as per usual, in this challenge, the babies just keep on coming. Regina has given birth to another child, this one a baby girl that I gave a baby boy name to. And so it goes. This baby will survive. And the chores. The chores also just keep on coming all year long, year after year. And it would just not be the Ultimate Decades Challenge without one of our own children in our household aging up. This time it is Gertrude. And let me tell you, she is beautiful. A gorgeous child. However, it is most unfortunate that this child does die in the year 1359. And you don't even have time to catch your breath because we also have Mr. Fox aging up. Now, the way that I am playing the game, Fox will be the heir if both of the current men who are off at war do die. So it is very important that he lives. So let's see. We do give him the nerdy brain aspiration for children, and he is very handsome. He looks a lot like his mother, Joan, if I do say so myself, and it is about time we have a sim who looks like her. And he will roll a 6 and will get to survive. And if you guessed that there would be more chores, you are correct. There's always more chores. However, we also take some time to learn and grow and try to start our possible heir off with a good upbringing. So we have started to teach him how to ride horses, which is a skill our family has been passing on for generations. And of course, let there be more babies. This one is from Nora Wainwright, who is married to Nathaniel, who is the son of Henry, who is of course originating from Thora and Walter Wainwright. Going into 1360, there are of course more chores. But our young man, Fox, really does embrace it. He knows that he has big shoes to fill here on the farm. And part of that, of course, is getting attacked by bees. Always. It just wouldn't be complete without one of these moments. But this is our adorable Greta, who thankfully will survive her death roll. Nora gave birth to twins, and Honora unfortunately does pass away, but Archie, thankfully, does survive his death roll. We have Elizabeth Wainwright, who has aged up into a teen and is absolutely gorgeous, and she does survive as well. Back on the Squire homestead, it is time for Faith's daughter, Faye, to have her birthday and her subsequent death roll. She does get the charmer trait and is very cute. She has the blonde hair from her daddy Charles. And you know, we got to get the cuteness factor here just in case she passes away. But here she is with her makeover. I love the little bow. And she survives her death roll. Prime genetics. And going back to our roots a little bit here, our sweet Fox takes up a little bit of a archery hobby, maybe wanting to fill in those footsteps of his idol, his dad, Edward the Archer. And then we have a death roll for one of my favorites, Regina. She will survive, and she's going to need to be thinking about acquiring a new husband. She is recently widowed and has several children to care for, including Marion, who is going to have a death roll and a makeover. And let me tell y'all something, okay? One of the reasons, perhaps the main reason, debatable, but to change to Maxis Match hair was to stop this annoying thing where their hair changes color. All right? Well, I don't know. I guess it's just my curse to bear at this point because she survives. She's beautiful. She's got a wonderful makeover. What is this? What is this? Her hair changed color. But our sweet, sweet Malik, he has met Guile Timmons. You'll remember that her brother has married into the family already. and he has quite an affinity for her, shall we say. And I hope that I am pronouncing her name correctly. I did look it up. Regardless, he is very much into her, and it is canon in the game that he finds her very attractive. I did not set that up. It was automatic. So we have vibes happening here. However, she might not be exactly what his family has in mind for him. His parents are gone. They passed away during the plague. So he is dealing with his older brother, Kofi, as kind of the facilitator of his future. His mother, Daisy, had come from a very well-known and established, reputable family that was rather wealthy. So it's kind of expected that Malik will marry within his more middle class. That brings us to Elizabeth Wainwright. This is the person that Kofi is trying to set Malik up with. She is from a established, wealthier family, and definitely kind of like the opposite. So Malik's like, you know, she's beautiful, she's got money, she's got the status that my family needs. I will get a dowry for her. You know, it's the times, right? So we will see. Will Malik go his own way, or will he do what his family desires? It will take some time for that story to develop. However, we do know what Regina's story is all about right now, and that is remarrying a fellow widower who has an existing daughter named Bristol. They have merged their family. They're settling in, getting to know each other. And though she's reluctant to allow someone else into her heart, she knows that this is important for the future of her family. It does not hurt that he is very handsome and very kind. And you know, what's a girl to do in these times? She has to let him in. And wouldn't you know it, we are right back at it with more babies. Alberta Wainwright has given birth. We have a little girl, and then we also have Edith, who quickly followed. So let's sort out Alberta first. We end up with a little girl that I call Lila. And of course, Alberta is Thomas Wainwright's wife. And then we have Edith, who gives birth to a baby girl. We call her Eden. And then there's a second one, a baby boy that we will call Eddie. I just thought Eden and Eddie go very well together, and it's a token of respect for her brother Edward. So we run these death rolls very quickly. We roll a 16, which is good. Then we roll 16 again, which is crazy, but so far so good. We always roll for the babies first and then the mothers. So then we did Eden first, and then we did Eddie. And then I was worried. I was like, oh no, to do Edith. But we are all good for now. We had to roll right into Ahmed and Archie, who are Nathaniel and Nora's children. Ahmed is all good to go. Archie, so freaking cute. He died. I don't know if the role was just in that clip. I don't know, you guys. I'm so tired right now. And then we went and rolled for Zola. Look at her. Look at her. Ooh. She is, of course, Malik's sister, Kofi, that whole situation, Daisy, Sawyer, all of that. But that was all getting way too depressing. So we had our sweet bean meet some friends, and it just so happens that 99% of the children in the world right now are female, that the horse just took a dump on, which is amazing. But he's getting to know them. And the blonde, her name is Sigrid. She is the only one that's not like of the family that he's getting to know. And I've kind of had it in the back of my mind that Fox would probably be set up with Sigrid. We will see though. We'll see how they hit it off. I always let the game kind of guide me. I am by no means writing anybody else off, especially because we do not know the outcome of the warriors yet, and we might have to make a match that is more strategic if he ends up being our heir. But he does get along very well with all of these girls. They are all very sweet, very kind. They even let the little ones play and join in on their fun, which I just love. This family just warms my heart so much. And Fox is a really fun kid, I gotta say. He's entertaining. We can't adore him forever because unfortunately we have to do more roles. So I did give Henrietta Regina's skin, which is adorable. And then I had to go back and do some roles for the teenagers for whether they will marry and how many kids they will have, because I realized that I neglected to do that. I am not sure the protocol when you're going to be like hooking two of them up, like whichever one rolled for the most kids, do you choose that one? I don't really know. Honestly, like in the case of, let's say, Elizabeth and Malik, I don't really know how to do it. So I just did each of them and then we'll figure it out as we go. And then Fox did get to meet one little boy. And this, of course, is Ebo Humes. So they are cousins. This is really the only little boy in the save file right now. So, of course, we had to make sure that they met and got along and had a good, fun summer together. That's all good and fun and cute, but this is the Ultimate Decades Challenge, so we have to do more rolling of the dice. So we have Vincent Stringfellow there. He's all good to go. And then I had to do Zola for her marriage and children. And I don't really know what Zola's story is going to be, so hit me up if you have any ideas, because she's kind of a badass too. That whole family is. And then our girl, our sweet, sweet girl, has made a ton of money selling her wares. She's getting into, of course, the natural remedies and all of that. And now we have apothecary as well. So that's fun. And more rolls. So we did Lila. Lila's cute. And yeah, Thomas, we had to roll for his young adult. He's good. Look at Sansa. She's a teen. This is, of course, the mistress situation with her mom and a higher class individual. And Sansa was born before they finally did have the male heir that Lord Hugh wanted. So this is Eleanor. And then, of course, we have Lord Hugh, the man who has used her as a breeding situation. He does love her, though. They got a whole thing going. In 1361, rumors began to swirl that the war was coming to an end, so Faith decided to head home and ready their homestead for the return of her husband. Very bittersweet. While the squires awaited the return of their loved ones, we did have a lot more dice rolling to do. And we handle quite a few, including Eden and Eddie, the twins. Unfortunately, little Eddie does pass away. And then we had Eliza Humes giving birth again. I was getting so tired at this point that I just randomized until I fell on a name that I liked. And then I had to go with the R, and I kept trying to randomize it and it just wasn't working. So I decided to name him Roderick because I felt that it went good with Rhea. So we ran over there really quick to do some more death rolls. Oh, it's exhausting. But in this case, the twins were all good. I really need to get this set up again so that I don't have that bar across the bottom of the screen. But alas, I don't know what is going on with my thing. I can't do it. Then we had to roll for Eliza. Of course, she has to get twice because twins, but guess what? Died on the first roll anyway. Mine is 1 and 10 to make it more difficult for the mothers, and I'm very sad about this because I absolutely love Eliza. So we gotta be hopeful that one of her children lives. Of course, we have Stella, Rhea, and Roderick now that are her children. So unfortunately, goodbye to sweet Eliza. And then finally, the Squire men returned home. For the rest of the year, Joan mourned. The nights were particularly difficult while everyone else was asleep. Francis chose to channel his grief and began working day in and day out and through the night to build a place for the children to sleep in real beds with a real roof over their heads. And he decided that the most important thing in this moment was for the family to have somewhere to be together, to love and cherish one another. That is not a barn. Thus we leave 1361 with a small little home for everyone to be together without sleeping with horse poo as a pillow. And though a new home did not quite heal Joan's wounds, it did remind her that she is surrounded by an abundance of love, even in the absence of her husband. And she knows that her purpose on this earth is to be there for her children and her grandchildren. And for Joan, on this day, she vowed in confidence to her dear friend and daughter-in-law that she would never marry again. So even though the expectation may be for her to take a new husband, her sole intention is to die a widower. And that does it for me, y'all. I'm tapped out. Thank you so much. Hope you're having a good one, and I will catch you later.